So it was May 1998. Joe Caffarel and I were on our way to a concert in Mansfield, Massachusetts. I had never seen the Backstreet Boys perform live, but I know Joe really wanted to go and see these guys. I said, you know, Joe, they're going to be in Buffalo in about a week. Why don't we just go to Buffalo and see them there? And Joe, in his typical exuberant way, says, we can go to both shows. Just do it. And so we did. On the way home from the show, Joe confided to me that after seeing the Backstreet Boys, he was inspired and he wanted to put a band together. So the next day, Joe and I went to H&M. Joe got some new clothes. Loyalty. That's a word that defines the band STEMM. I remember first meeting Joe Caffarella online at a Buffalo music website called westernnewyorkmusic.com. At the time I was living locally, working for a band that basically sold gear to every major touring band in the world. Joe and I would from time to time post in various music forums, and we would give our 2 cents to musicians and bands about the industry, gear tips, and pretty much anything that we felt could be helpful. We also seemed to be spending a lot of time defending one another, even though at that point in time, we had yet to physically meet. I had put a local band together, and we had a big show one day at the Evening Star opening for the band Econoline Crush. So I invited Joe out to the show. Joe showed up, introduced himself to me. I offered him a cold beer, and Joe and I hit it off immediately. From that point forward, we had a very nice relationship, and that first meeting opened the door for me with the band. I would go to the rehearsals and shows and help where I could. Even from the very first rehearsals, one thing that continually stood out to me with this band STEMM, they did not have a local band feel about them. They were polished and professional, with a relentless work ethic that most young bands aspire to, but never quite get. The other thing that stood out to me after spending time with them was that all the band members were on the same page in regards to what their musical goals were. They wanted to make great music and tour, but most importantly to all, they wanted to connect with their fans. I always remember being a part of the conversation during rehearsals, the fans, interacting and having them being part of the show. That really impressed me, and it became a hallmark of who they were and what they were about, their fans. I enjoyed going to the band's rehearsals. I would be that fly in the wall and watch them like a little kid on Christmas morning, waiting to see what Santa had brought me. But in this case, it was STEMM that was Santa, and I was never disappointed. The music was that good at such an early point in our careers. From the precision of Danny Nelligan on drums with steady and precise beats, to the loud thundering bass of Stephen Crown, who would lock in perfectly with Danny, laying the foundation for Rich Spalla and Joe Caffarel and offer up a blistering dual guitar attack. It was sonically as heavy as I had heard from any band up to that point locally, and beyond. Then of course TJ Frost would come in and bring it all together with another invention. With TJ and Joe sharing and trading vocal hooks, the band was truly on fire. Joe had asked me on various occasions over the years to come on board and help manage the band, but I always would say no. Having worked with and managed other bands, I know the inevitable friction that develops between management and musicians, so I always would say no or shrug it off in a comical way. In retrospect, I think the main reason I would not get involved in a management capacity is because I knew it could ruin our friendship, and that was not worth the risk. Joe and the band were fiercely loyal to me as I was to them, and we are still just as loyal today. From the early days before the final lineup, STEMM worked harder than any local band that I had ever seen, constantly promoting, rehearsing, and interacting with their fans that most bands just don't take the time to do these days. But STEMM figured it out early. It was always about their fans, and they showed it with the songs that they wrote and the relentless, high-energy shows that they would put on. It's an absolute honor for me to be here tonight. I've known these guys since they hit their first note together as a band, and I was there when they played their last note together. Some of the nicest men I've ever met, and over the years we would cross paths, and always, they would welcome me with a big smile on their face and a hug. Years ago, back in 2003, I was here at the Rapids Theater visiting a client of mine. The band ministry was in town for a show. During my visit, I received a call from my mom frantically telling me to get to the hospital because my dad had a heart attack, and it was very bad. Joe Caffarella was in the building and saw that I was distraught. He walked up to me to see what was wrong, and I told him. He gave me comfort at such a bad time as I was hurrying out of the building to get to see my father. Today I am back at the Rapids Theater, but this time I'm here for Joe and his brothers in the band STEMM. I was with STEMM from the first inception of the band while they were just starting out to the day they took their last final bow and walked off stage in December 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is my extreme pleasure to welcome and induct into the Niagara Falls Hall of Fame class of 2019, STEMM.
Thank you, everybody. Got the call a couple months ago that we were going to be inducted into the Niagara Falls Hall of Fame, and high honor. I really don't even know what to say. I didn't really even think about anything. I have nothing written down, but Lou pretty much capitalized on a lot of things. I don't think when I walked off stage in December 2012 with all these guys to say goodbye to the fans that I would have ever had this opportunity to bring us all back up here to do it again and stand up on a stage. And because of the fans, for some reason since we stopped playing shows, the fans never let this band die, and none of us could ever really understand why. People always came to us and talked to us about the shows, always spread the word about our music. It was unbelievable. So, again, the fans won't let the band die, and we decided after we knew we were being inducted that maybe it'd be really cool to write a new tune and put it out. So because all of these STEMM fans have spoken for so many years, kept us alive, today we released a brand new song. You can go and get it on any download, any streaming site, wherever you want to get it, whatever your choice is. It's under the band STEMM. It's called Don't Act Surprised. And this song is for you guys. So, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys. Respect. Thank you.
I just want to thank everyone that has supported us over the years. I know I wasn't a part of it towards the end, but I felt all the love over the years, and thank you very much. For those that can't be here, JJ, he was a big part of us in the beginning. Thank you. Dave Holland, I don't think he's up here, but Dave, best sound guy around. Family, friends, thank you very much.
I'll make this short. This is an incredible honor to be recognized with such a legacy of musicians coming from Niagara Falls. So we thank you for that recognition. And to our fans, I'm gonna cry, but You guys are the lifeblood of this band. Always have been. We've never put a dishonest word on a paper that got into a song. We toiled over every word because it came from the bottom of our hearts. We wanted to share our experiences with you so that you can work through your troubles the way we have, together as a family. So thank you guys, and there will be a lot more music to come to share with you guys. So thank you very much.
I am, first of all, going to pull this up because this is way too low. Sip of Rockstar Fuel. I would like to thank Kane and Yen. I love you guys more than you know. Thank you for letting me be your dad and putting up with my musical nonsense. I love you right back. I'd like to thank Lisa and Ethan and Elijah for coming in and becoming my family after this family had stopped. My life is better every day that you're in it. I would like to thank, well, the rest of my family, where music doesn't run at gallops. You have pushed me to try and play better, if for no other reason than to be able to outplay all of you. And finally, I'd like to thank my brothers, right here on the stage, for allowing me to exercise my own personal demons over and over and over again, on stage, in public, with all of them. I don't know if I'd be here if it weren't for you guys, so thank you.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything, but first off, I got to give thanks to the good Lord, because how this guy is still here, these guys know, and I just Joe Caparella, he's always been an inspiration, band-wise and friendship. But mainly I just came up here because the biggest thing for me, playing on stages and playing with those big-ass bands, was the fans. If it wasn't for you, then we wouldn't be doing this. You guys are everything, you diehards. That's why the hell we're still up here and making music, because you guys won't leave us alone. So thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for STEMM!